Have you ever stopped to wonder how your favorite app actually came to be? You know, how it went from just a simple idea to the thing you use every single day? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the actual blueprint professionals use to build, well, pretty much the entire digital world around us. So let's get right into it. I mean, seriously, think about it. We're surrounded by these incredible apps and websites, but how they're actually made can feel like total magic. How does a simple thought become a tool that you literally can't imagine your life without? Well, today we're cracking open the playbook. No more magic, no more mystery. We're going to walk through the exact process that a real-world professional development company uses to turn those sparks of an idea into the apps and websites we all rely on. This is the real anatomy of a website. Okay, so first things first. Before you can even think about building anything, you've got to know what your options are. I mean, what kind of digital product are we even talking about? As it turns out, there's a whole universe of web products out there. First on the list are progressive web apps, or PWAs for short. The best way to think about these is like a hybrid. It's got all the reach and flexibility of a website, but it feels and behaves just like a native app you download from the App Store. It's really the best of both worlds. So you get all these amazing app features like push notifications and even the ability to work offline. But here's the real game changer. You don't need an app store. That means developers can ship updates instantly and, completely skip that 30% fee the app stores take. That is a huge deal for any business. Next up, we have SaaS products. That stands for Software as a Service. And trust me, you are already using these constantly, every single day. Any online service you pay a subscription for, whether it's your favorite streaming platform or that project management tool your team uses, yep, that's a SaaS product. Now, the real magic of SaaS is in its architecture. It's designed from the ground up to scale. So a feature like multi-tenant setup is kind of like an apartment building. You have one core building, that's the software, that can securely serve lots of different customers or tenants. And with role-based access, you're just giving out different keys. An admin has the master key, but a regular user can only get into their own apartment. It's brilliant, really. So to kind of boil it all down, you can think of web apps in two big buckets. On one side, you've got your static web apps. Think of these as a beautiful, high-gloss digital brochure. They're super fast, super secure, and perfect for things like marketing pages. On the other side, you've got the custom web apps. These are the heavy-duty power tools. They're built for complex jobs, customized for very specific tasks, and designed to connect with all sorts of other services. All right, so now we know what we can build. Let's get to the really interesting part, how it all gets built. And this isn't some chaotic, messy process. It's a very structured 9-step blueprint that takes a project from just a concept all the way to a full-blown public launch. Phase 1 is all about the planning. It's like drawing up the architectural blueprints before you even think about pouring the concrete. This is where you figure out exactly what the app needs to do, how it should look and feel for the user, and plan the technical foundation. And you have to get this part right, because if your foundation is shaky, the whole house is going to come down later. And that brings us to phase 2, the actual build. This is where the code starts to fly. Most modern teams use what's called an agile method, which just means they build and test in short, focused bursts called sprints. They're building two things at once. The front end, that's everything you see and interact with, and the back end, which is the engine under the hood that makes it all work. And every step of the way, they're testing and integrating to make sure everything works together perfectly. And finally, we hit phase 3, launch day. The app goes live for the world to see. But, and this is a huge but that a lot of people forget, the work is nowhere near over. A great website or app is a living, breathing thing. It needs constant care, regular updates, and it has to be ready to handle a sudden rush of popularity. So what are they actually using to build all this stuff? Well, in the industry, this is known as the tech stack. And don't worry, you don't need to be a coder to appreciate the incredible variety of technologies that have to work together in harmony just to make your favorite app function. Let's just take a quick peek inside this digital toolbox. You've got your front-end tools for all the visuals, you've got back-end tools that act as the engine, the database is basically the app's memory, and the design tools are for creating that initial blueprint. The reason there are so many options is that different jobs require different tools, right? You wouldn't use a hammer to cut a piece of wood. Of course, having the fanciest toolbox in the world doesn't mean a thing if you don't have the right craftspeople to use it. Building an amazing digital product is always a partnership, and it goes so far beyond just writing lines of code. So what really separates a good development partner from a truly great one? It's not just about their technical skill. A great partner actually understands your business goals. They build everything with the end user in mind. And maybe most importantly, they communicate clearly and constantly. That communication is the glue that holds a massive, complex project together. And this right here is the result of that kind of great partnership. This quote from a real CEO, it shows that the final product wasn't just some code. No, it was a high-quality solution he could confidently take to investors, one that was solid enough to go live to the public. That's the real-world goal. And a process like this, it's not set in stone. It gets better and more refined with every single project. Now, just try to imagine repeating this 9-step process over 2,500 times. It's not a process anymore. It's a well-oiled machine, one that's been proven to work in just about any situation you can throw at it. Okay, so why did we just go through all of that? Why does understanding this professional blueprint for making websites actually matter to you? It matters because every single digital tool you use, from the social media app you check first thing in the morning to the complicated software you use at work, it was all built using a process that looks a lot like this one. Once you understand the blueprint, you gain a whole new appreciation for the incredible complexity and creativity that's happening just behind your screen. So I'll leave you with this one final thought. The very next time you open your favorite app, just pause for a second. Think about those 9 steps. Think about that entire journey from a simple idea to a design, to all those sprints of coding and testing, and all the ongoing maintenance that keeps it running smoothly for you. Now that you've seen the anatomy of how it's built, does it change how you see it? Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.